All right, I just want to make a quick video on going over today's trading day. I was not on point today, I'll be honest, but I went back and did a little back testing on what trade that should have been taken. I went 1 for 2 today, so I lost my first trade, and then I doubled my position size because I saw an A+ setup for me, and I ended up executing on that trade and then making a little bit of profit back on today. So I think I made around $290 per account. So you can do the math on that. I know I'm not risking a lot with these prop firm accounts, but I'm just trying to slowly build this stuff and keep getting payouts as much as I can. The slower the better for me. This is part of my plan that I back tested with. I usually trade with one mini, or I'll trade if it's not an A+ setup. It's a good setup. I'll trade with 5 micro E-minis, but first trade I traded with 5 micro E-minis. Then the second trade I traded with 2 minis on ES. So my first trade was taken on NASDAQ, and then the second trade was taken on ES. But then I went back and just went over what today and what I should have saw, and I just ended up going from there. I saw a trade that I should have taken, but we'll go over that. But first I want to go over the first loss I took, and then I'll go over the win. So I'll delete this stuff here for you guys. So what I first saw coming into market open, and my mistake today, is I did not wait for news to come out. We had home sales come out at 10 a.m. So originally I saw we broke structure to the downside before market open, and then we created this order block right here. As you see, we came up and we came and filled this order block right here. So I scaled down into the 1 minute time frame when we did do that, and I saw that we formed a bearish imbalance, and this is where I got tricked out. And then equilibrium formed. We ended up filling equilibrium, and I ended up entering off of this candlestick right here after we respected equilibrium and our fair value gap that formed. I ended up targeting these 4-hour lows and these 15-minute lows right here. First take profit would have been the 15-minute lows back to break even, and targeted the 4-hour lows. But as you can see, we came down, came back up, news came out, we got wicked out, and then we ended up coming up. But that trade I shouldn't have taken because, number one, we were bullish on the 4-hour. Number two, we were bullish on the 1-hour. I should have waited patiently for news to come out and then see where price wanted to develop. As you can see, after news came out, we decided to go up and target that 4-hour high in NASDAQ, which I should have just waited for 10 a.m. news, but it is what it is. It's something I can learn for the future. I already wrote down in my journal what I needed to do with that. So that was my loss today, but I stayed composed, didn't stress out about a loss because it's part of the game. And then I waited patiently. I kept this 5-minute order block marked out, and then I X'd out these 1-hour highs. And as you can see, if we go to the 5-minute time frame on both ES and NASDAQ, we'll go here. This is the second trade that I took. I saw we formed a 5-minute SMT. So we formed a low and then a higher low on NASDAQ, and we formed a low and then a lower low on ES. So I decided to take a trade on ES because I thought we were lagging. So as we can see here, we formed that SMT around 10:05 after news came out. I decided to scale down to the 1 minute from there, and I think I still entered a little prematurely. I shouldn't have took a trade on ES. I should have focused more on NASDAQ, but I'll go over that in a second after this trade. So as you can see, we formed our SMT, and after we formed our SMT, I saw that we invalidated a 1 minute imbalance. I decided to enter off of this candle right here off the invalidation of the 1 minute imbalance. I ended up putting my stops below this low right here, and then I targeted the 5-minute order block that we formed when we broke structure to the downside before market open, and because ES was coming down. I thought we were going to hit these 4-hour lows, but I ended up targeting the 4-hour, the 5-minute order block, the bearish order block, because I saw NASDAQ came up and was about to disrespect it, and we ended up disrespecting it on this candle, which I should have waited patiently for, but I ended up hitting this trade on ES for a 1 to 1.8 risk to reward on this trade. So I went a little bit heavier on this trade. I ended up making my money back that I lost, and then I made a little bit more profit on top of that, which was good. But from there, I was done because I didn't want to take any more trades. My rule is taking 2 trades in a day. I lost one, I won one, I was up in profit, so I decided to be done for the day and just follow my rules. So I went back and just did some back testing on what I should have done today. And as you can see, let's go to NASDAQ right here. We were bullish in the beginning of the day on the 4 hour. We were bullish on the 1 hour also. I should have just waited patiently for news to come out, number one. And I should have waited for just a bullish setup. So when I saw this SMT on NASDAQ and ES form, I should have waited for NASDAQ to invalidate this order block that we formed. And as you can see, we invalidated on this candle. What I should have done is waited for us to come down and retest this area. And if it didn't, I shouldn't even took a trade regardless. But it came down, and this is where I usually scale down to the 1 minute time frame. And as you can see, we had two bearish imbalances form right here after. Mark that out. After we came back down into this breaker block now, because we invalidated this order block. So we come down to the breaker block. What I should have done is entered off of the second invalidation of so we invalidated the first imbalance, and then we invalidated the second imbalance. I should have put my stop below these lows, entered off the candle closure there, and then targeted the 4 hour highs, because that was our main draw on liquidity today. And we would have hit a 1 to 1.56 risk to reward on this trade. Let's see how many ticks it was. Yeah, it would have been around 173 tick trade, and take profit would have hit. That would have been a way cleaner trade that I should have waited for. But I mean, it is what it is. We're all not perfect with this stuff. We're gonna have losses in this game. You're not gonna win 100% of the time. I think I did good keeping my composure when taking the second trade and seeing the SMT form, and then entering on ES off the 1 minute inverse fair value gap and targeting that 5 minute order block. But I think that was a good trade I took off that, recovering from the first one. But the first one, I entered a little bit too early. I entered before my macro time frame was over, and then I also entered before news, and then I also didn't follow the bias of the high time frame, because the high time frame is always in control when you're looking for your daily bias. So I mean, I made a few mistakes on that first trade, but I recovered on the second trade. But overall, the trade I should have been on NASDAQ after the 5 minute order block got invalidated and price came back down, and then ended up taking the 4 hour high because we were in a bullish trend on the higher time frames. But it is what it is. Biggest thing is that I see it. I need to fix it. I'll fix it in the future. We can always get better every day in trading, but I just wanted to post this trading recap because I'm completely honest with you guys on how I take my trades, when I lose, when I win. It is what it is. Everybody takes losses in this game, but I'm going to keep everything completely honest. But I'll get this posted up. I'm going to get that vlog posted up today too. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned a little bit from this trading recap. Appreciate it.